Okay, this game is interesting in that it goes way off the rails for black, and then black somehow manages to come back and seize the initiative. So we start out with E4, Sicilian defense, and at this point right here, it looks like initially black's doing okay, kicking the bishop out, and then preparing to maneuver the bishop. And it's at this point where I make this move, which I think was a bad move. I should have moved my bishop. My opponent attacks my rook, and that ends all possibilities of castling kingside, unless I want to hand over the rook. And now white has a big lead in development. So white's further harassing right along the e-file, pinning the bishop. And I'm trying to find a way to get out of harm's way. So finally I'm able to exchange a couple pieces. And then now, finally, I'm able to push back the rook. Now, this is where I kind of think black comes back roaring, either through some inaccurate play or some good fortune. So white moves its queen out of the way, and then I get to harass the queen further. And it's kind of looking like white's running out of squares. So here the queen, I think, only has one more square. I'm wondering, now if I would have actually rook to g6 would have trapped the queen, but that didn't work out. So I pinned the rook, and at this point I realized that if I take the rook and the knight, I'm winning more material than white is. And, you know, time is going quick here, so we just do it. And this moves another blunder on the part of my opponent, because now I pin the rook. I pin the bishop in front of the queen, and I'm going to win another piece. So, bam. And white is also running out of squares. So I bring the bishop back, attacks again, and here I realize that with that move that my opponent can't take, so I'm still good. So white starts to run. We have a check, and I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but I'm running out of time, and I believe I'm close to checkmate. So rook takes rook. Here I have a discovered check. King moves back. Another check. Blocks the check. Another check. Then I take the rook. And all of a sudden I give some life to white. Move over. And I think that move sealed the fate of my opponent. There's another check. Moves over. Another check. And finally, mate. Kind of a crazy game. I'm glad it worked out in my favor.